Hello? Okay, now here we go for my 6th video, I think. How fantastic is that? Giuseppe, huh? We're getting along. Okay, look at, here we go. The last video, I was telling you how I wouldn't want to teach some of this stuff because a lot of the people don't really do it in a consistent fashion. They'll do it somewhat half-heartedly, things like that. And I would get frustrated as the teacher, like, oh, come on, that's a good example of exactly what we don't want as we move to the heart. Okay, that's an ego-dominant frustration, trying to bend things to your idea of what should be happening. And that's not of the heart, okay? That's of the ego. So that's a good example of what we're trying to move away from, okay? We don't know what people's paths are. We don't know as they come into this class if it's a preliminary, take on what they want to take a look at. And they may be ready 10 years from now, maybe 15 years from now, maybe even next lifetime, who knows? But this is a preliminary exploration for them. And even Jesus, in one of his videos, he was saying, when I had my ministry and trying to teach what I wanted to teach, people weren't getting it. They weren't really, wasn't getting the response that I wanted. So I would go to God and say, what's wrong with me? How come they're not, how come how come they're not excited more? How come they're not into this more than, how come they don't understand what I'm trying to say? What's wrong with me, he would say. And he would wait for an answer and be patient. And God would eventually say, look, it's not yours to worry about that. You don't know all the whole story about it, and they may be ready when they're ready. And yours is just to do. Don't worry about results. The results are in my hands. That's basically what he would say. So that's the attitude of the heart. Okay, that's what we have to develop. I have to develop as I move forward. That's a good example. See, we aren't afraid to take a look at anything here, okay? Anything I do, I always look at and not afraid to say, hey, yeah, but that shouldn't have happened. And that's a good example of what we do as we move forward, always being ever aware and not being afraid to always look at yourself and be a little bit critical, might not be the word, but being able to look at things and to shift and to openly admit with their shortcomings. I've been doing lately, by the way, I'm going to shoot this in really quickly. This time of year in California, the pool I'm associated with now, and in the past, other pools in apartments I've lived in, they don't heat them, so they start to get colder and colder and colder. And I love swimming in cold water, so I'm swimming in this cold water a little bit, and it's my favorite thing to do. I've always done it my whole life. I've gone into November, late in November, swimming in unheated water, and even in California that gets cold. And so I've been very, very wonderful to be able to do that, and it has such an invigoration, and you do feel a little bit more alive coming in and out of that water, which is what I've done it for in the past, really to snap me alive, because you get that brusque invigoration as well as the workout, and you feel a little bit more alive. Now we're coming up with different ways to feel more alive, okay? Because the heart is what life is really all about. It really is the beginning of everything. Now, last video I also explained to you that I did more breaths. Okay, remember how I said that I did considerably more breaths, to what was prescribed. And I just wanted to say that wasn't hard to do because at that point down by that little river, I was in a non-effort mentality. Okay, it was non-effortful. So I could have done 100,000 breaths. Not only was I in non-effort, but the breathing itself breathes an energy, and you're breathing in energy and light and oxygen and prana. And so it bolsters that feeling of non-effort. So that's why I was able to do extra breaths and not really think too much about it. It was just something that I was led to do. That may not be your way, But that's, for me, it was necessary to do that. But like I say, this is geared to our individual tastes and needs. This movement to the heart. There's no one way of doing it, and we have to be able to adjust and sometimes use our strengths to get where we want to go, and sometimes face our weaknesses to where we want to go, which is down to the heart, from the mind falling to the heart and being a more heart-centered human being and a psychological being second. Okay, that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm doing right in front of you. I can kind of be cool too. I noticed as I watch my videos, I'm a little intense, a little driven, a little this, a little that. And when I tell you that it's all going to change, you're going to notice the difference in me when I drop to my heart. That's one of the things you're going to notice. I'm probably going to be a little more slower, a little more deliberate. Say less, but mean more in a way. See, that's what the heart is. You're calmer. You're more relaxed. You talk slower, but with more meaning. You talk with heart resonance too, which is something we'll be getting into. Okay, now this is the exciting part. I'm going to explain to you. I went to the lake today and did the Kriya. Okay, the Sudarshan Kriya. I explained this to you in the last couple of videos. Okay. Now I'm going to treat you. I'm going to tell you what I've personally started doing. This is the first lesson in getting to the heart, moving to the heart-centered consciousness. It took me an hour and 12 minutes to do what normally should take 30 minutes. Okay, it's 35 minute breathing technique should be done by then. I elongated, okay, and I enjoy doing this. This is what I broke down the resistance to doing this breathing, and I enjoy doing this. Okay, it's just a wonderful way of creating a different headspace. Not even a headspace. It's just a spaciousness, and you're out there. You're expanded. It's an expansion really, and it is quite wonderful. Now, as I do these exercises, the breathing. Okay, remember I told you about the three-pointed breathing first. Okay, that's beginning. That's the first of 3 rounds of Sudarshan Kriya. The three-pointed breathing. As I finish the different positions, I kind of slow everything down. And in the first three-pointed breathing area, as I'm in between the work, in between the breaths, I'm saying this to myself. As I fall into each breath, as I fall into each moment, as I fall into each breath, as I fall into each moment with great gratitude. Gratitude is very important in this non-effort thing we're seeking here. We're talking about non-effort now. Sense of gratitude. So that's the things I say. I don't say them. I say them inwardly. Okay, and I try to say them with a heart resonance. You can tell when you're speaking from the heart. You can tell the vibration is greater in the heart area. You can tell when you're speaking from the heart, and we're going to do that even more as we move forward. But that's the first thing I say. Now, on one of my psychedelic trips, I had fallen to my heart, and it felt as though I was drinking in life from the heart chakra. I was no longer experiencing, filtering life and reality and the moment, the present moment, most importantly, through my brain. Okay, I was drinking in life through the heart chakra. Okay, and it was in the present moment, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. The present reality, the perceptive, immediate, momentary reality takes on a different feel to it. Okay, almost has a texture, a sensual texture about it, and that's what I remember about that. It was the first time I felt secure in my entire life. Not the first time, but I felt extremely secure from that place, and I wanted to be helpful to everybody around me. Well, I'll tell you more about that when we have time. I'm trying to get this to 14 minutes because these are getting too long. And it's funny how when you do these, the time flies by when you're watching them. So I'm trying to keep this, but we'll get to that again later. But that's what happened, and you're totally focused outward, and you want to help everybody. And it was like that, drinking in from the heart chakra as I drinketh. Okay, so I've worked with that. Okay, this is what we want to create without the drugs. Okay, this was, once again, taking psychedelics in all their forms is a fun thing to do. I'm not being honest with you; it really is fun. But it's also temporary, and as you mature as a human being, you want something more than that, okay? Because you're clumped down right into your old self when it's over, and you're kind of back, and you've learned some things, but my phone's ringing. You've learned some things, but you know, you're clunked down into your old self. What good is that really, you know? But it's fun for a while if that's all you got. But as I've gotten older, I want to make it real. I want it day in and day out. I don't want just a part-time enlightenment process, a part-time heart center process. So then, as I go through the Prastrika, remember this? Oh, can I stop this now? The good thing about this technique I'm teaching you right now is this. It's a perfect time as you're in that heightened awareness state, because that's what Sudarshan Kriya brings to you too, is a heightened awareness. That's a perfect time to begin working on opening the heart. Okay? So as I do the first Prastrika, I sit calmly and I begin saying like this. As I drinketh this life, as I drinketh this peace, Jeshua, as I drinketh this moment, as I drinketh this reality, as I drinketh this moment, as I drinketh Jeshua, as I drinketh this presence, as I drinketh this love, as I drinketh this joy, as I drinketh this authenticity. And you can fill in any words you like, whatever you want to do, and you try to say them from the heart resonance, okay? You see how I'm saying those things? Actually, I'm not saying them verbally, I'm saying them in my mind, in my head. Sometimes I might do it verbally, but it's just in my mind, as I drinketh. And this is when I employ Jeshua, okay? He's one of the four I've chosen to help me get this done. And I got closer so you could hear me. But that's what I do. And it's the perfect time to do that. And that's why it takes me longer, because I expand that time in between those Prastrika movements, okay? And that's what I do as I drinketh this present moment, as I drinketh this authenticity, as I drinketh this presence, as I drinketh Jeshua, as I drinketh this love. And imagine myself in the heart, and all the breaths I'm taking in between, even on the three-pointed breathing, I'm breathing in through the heart chakra. I'm imagining the air, the breath coming into the heart and dispersing, okay, then out through the heart. And I breathe in through the heart and then out, and I slow everything down that way, okay? Now, several rounds of this, and you really do get an idea of the importance of slowing it all down and getting into that non-effortful place, okay? Because that's what we really want, and it's there. Like I say, it may be more apparent to me and maybe more accessible to me because I have a lot of meditation hours under my belt. But that's the first lessons, okay? As we move toward the heart, these are the things we must do, okay? That's my way of beginning to magnetize that heart area, beginning to open up that heart area, being able to dissolve the wall that's around the heart in that soft, powerfully soft way. As we begin to move toward the heart and get that heart chakra open. As I do these exercises also, as I end, and in between also, depending on where it is, as I end them, because I'm sitting in my crystal home. That's another thing I have to tell you about. Okay, I've been doing that since I got a book way back when. Now it's a big thing in your pyramid you're supposed to develop for Archangel Michael. Crystal pyramid of light. You're supposed to go in there and sit and just absorb the essences of the universe even even greater because of that pyramid quality, that crystal pyramid quality. I've been in a crystal cathedral, my crystal home, I call it. I've been sitting in there for quite many years, a couple of decades really. And now for that is really important because there's all kinds of wonderful energies coming to us now. And to be able to sit there quietly, imagine yourself in my crystal home, my crystal cathedral. And this is the other thing I say, and I'll wind this up with that. I say this: as thee giveth, so too do I receive. As thee giveth, so too do I receive. As thee giveth, so too do I receive. And you see how the heart is in there. That is, as I'm in my crystal home, they're magnifying, intensifying all those light energies, whether they're coming from God, whether they're coming from the galactics, the different people, or the different angels, or any of those types of things. They're all sending us energy these days. Arcturians are sending energy. We're getting energy from the sun. We're getting energy from the central sun of the galaxy, Alcyon, I think it's called. We have a straight line to that energy, which is a very, very special light, that central sun of our galaxy. We have direct access to that these days. And they have all these things that we have to help us get to this new place we want to be. Okay, and as we sit in that my crystal cathedral, I say these things and I access these energies even to a greater degree. That's another thing we have to do, by the way. We should all be getting 4 or 5 days a week, 20 minutes of sun. That's why I'm in the pool, doing as I lay in the sun before I swim. Get in the sun, and 15, 20 minutes of pure sunlight, because we have this, our sun is emanating a fine spiritual light these days, a healing sort of light. We have Alcyons, the central sun of the galaxy now, radiating on us. So that's why it's important to get out and get in that sun and absorb that light. Don't do it, it's getting into winter now, but in the summer you don't do it from 10 to 3. I would get out there at 9:30 in the morning or 4:30 at night and absorb, be in the sun with my shirt off, or in a suit, or just sitting on the stairs with some scant shorts on. And I've been handling it that way, but that's another thing we have to do, absorb all these wonderful energies. So this is a good class here in beginning to have you understand the things I've been doing to make sure I make that trip. I get that where I want to be. I get from the head to the heart and become a heart-centered being and live from that heart chakra. I felt it before. I know it's there. Okay, and it's the beginning of everything. It truly is. You develop a tender-heartedness toward yourself and others, and it's a precious place to be. Okay, so that's what I'm going to end this right here, because I think it's about right. So that's what I did today. Okay, and that's what I do, and that's what you should consider. And you may, as long as you hear me telling you it, like I say, there'll be a time. Maybe if someone would have told me when I was 30 I would have done all the things I've told you I've done, I would have said you're nuts, But it evolved that way, and like I say, once you start making a little progress, you tend to start focus on it more, and you begin to do it a little bit more because you want to see more of this progress. You want to see some results. You don't want to read a book, you don't want to, because that doesn't, it's nice. We go through our reading periods, but it doesn't yield a lot in the way of actually getting you somewhere. This is what yields a lot in actually getting us somewhere. We're putting down the books for a while. We're street fighters here, okay? We're gonna by using our wits and our awareness, we're going to get to where we want to go. I've read enough books, okay? I know enough about spiritual books to get us where we want to go. We're using our spiritual common sense. We're using all the things, all the tools we've developed. I mean, all the knowledge and all the books we've read, and we're going to apply that now, okay? And we're using street smarts and feet on the ground. We're going to get there. I'm going to get there, and you're going to want to get there when you see what happens to me. Okay, that's it. Funny thought of the day. I have a couple. Okay, I was playing tennis with a guy. It was Monday morning, 11 o'clock, walking out on the court, and I'm rubbing my neck like this as I'm walking out on the court. And my partner goes, "What's up? You know, what's wrong?" He goes, I go, "I don't know. I think I sustained an injury watching TV over the weekend." And he looks at me and goes, "Oh yeah, that hurts." That's it. You know, the funny idea of sustaining an injury. Although you will sustain an injury watching TV, let me tell you. But okay, that's the funny thought for the day. My name is Jeff Africa. I'm a citizen of Earth. I'm a loyal patriot of the United States of America, and I am not afraid. And these four I've chosen: God herself, Jeshua ben Joseph, Paramahansa Yogananda, and Mother Earth. These are the four that have my back. These are the four that cut my check. These are the four I love. And these are the four I pay fealty to. And with them at my back, I cannot fail on this noble quest, the quest of the heart. Falling to the heart, becoming a heart-centered being and a psychological being second. Okay? And it's going to be quite a trip. All right? That's all I've got for now, and I'm going to say goodbye. And I'll next video we're going to discuss a heart-opening ceremony provided by Mother Mary that I got on one of their communications at YouTube. Really, you know, on I think it was one of the channels there, Awakening You, I think it was. But they have some wonderful, wonderful things, very advanced spiritual stuff coming in right now. Hope you're all sharp to that, because they're you don't have to listen to it all. It can get confusing. There's so damn much of it, really. Like I was explaining to you before, there's a lot of things we have to juggle right now. But I'm going to tell you how I do the heart opening ceremony. Okay, so thank you, Giuseppe. Say goodbye, and I'll see you next video. Thanks.